Hokage get burning art at the start, Chapter 181 to 200. Chapter 181 Slap Black Zetsu and Sasuke. It turns out that Kazama has used the flame of life to bring the dead Itachi back to life. How is this possible? Itachi, who saw that he had worked so hard to finally kill it. At this moment, he was so easily rescued by the wind. Sasuke was so angry that he bit Kiba and gnashed his teeth. Itachi, leave first, I'll finish this place. After hearing Kazami's words, Itachi nodded helplessly. For his younger brother, Itachi is really powerless. Want to escape? You two have to die here today. At this time, Black Zetsu also appeared next to Sasuke. Xiaozao Mao in the wind, I already knew that you would come to rescue Itachi, so I have set up a barrier around you. Unless you are dead, you will not be able to get out, haha. Black Zetsu, who was laughing wildly, suddenly stopped laughing at the next moment. Because he found that Kazama had cast Kamui, pulling Itachi into the different space. Damn, I forgot that this little brat in the wind can also use space techniques. At this time, Black Zetsu was quite embarrassed. He originally wanted to take Kazama and Itachi in one fell swoop. Let both of them die within their enchantment. But now that he was about to pretend, Itachi had already fled first. It doesn't feel good to be slapped in the face at the speed of light, right? Seeing Black Zetsu's frantic expression, Kazama immediately burst out laughing. I said, Black Zetsu, you know that you and Sasuke combined are not my opponents, but you still want to trap me and you in this barrier together, don't I say you are courting death? Stop giving me nonsense. Hearing Kazama's ridicule, Black Zetsu immediately performed spiritual fusion to control Sasuke. Xiaozao Mao, do you think I really have no trump card to deal with you? I tell you, Sasuke has experienced the pain of death of his relatives, so with my help, he has the ability to open Mangekyo Sharingan. With the intervention of Black Zetsu, Sasuke Nasantomo Sharingan turned into Mangekyo Sharingan under the rapid rotation. Next, I'll show you the legendary Amaterasu Black Flame that can burn everything. Under Black Zetsu's control, Sasuke immediately releases Amaterasu against Kazama. But what Black Zetsu didn't know was that Kazama had already seen Amaterasu before. And not only have I seen it, but Kazama also uses the more powerful Amaterasu. Fuck to death, kid. Just when Black Zetsu thought that Amaterasu Black Flame could completely kill Kazama. However, it was found that Amaterasu Black Flame had no effect on Kazama, and it was also sucked into the body by Kazama. Black Zetsu, your news is too late. This Amaterasu is the rest of the game. If you don't say it today, I'll almost forget that I can also Amaterasu. With the opening of the eternal Mangekyo Sharingan in the wind, a more powerful Amaterasu has taken shape, and it has also formed the appearance of a tornado, whistling towards Black Zetsu and Sasuke. How is this possible? Amaterasu in Kazama was actually stronger than Sasuke Amaterasu. Black Zetsu hurriedly controlled Sasuke to retreat. This is still Kazama showing mercy to Sasuke, otherwise Sasuke will be burned to ashes in one face-to-face effort. Xiaozao Mao, I really underestimate you. Well, since this is the case, then I will not hide it, and then I will show you the ultimate eye technique of the Uchiha family, Susanoo. Turned on Mangekyo Sharingan, and a purple skeleton immediately appeared around the body. Chapter 182 Pissing Black Zetsu and Sasuke. Immediately, the skeleton was covered with meridians again, and then the outer meridians were covered with a thick layer of armor. Xiaozao, I know you will also use Susanoo, but you are not the Uchiha family, you can only display the first form, and now Sasuke's this is the third form, equipped with Yudenbu armor on the original basis. Not only the defense power has been greatly improved, and the weapons that can be used are also more abundant, but it is not comparable to a little Susanoo like you. I rely on it. Just when Black Zetsu was bragging about how awesome and powerful Susanoo in Sasuke's third form was. Suddenly, I saw a golden giant who was bigger than the mountains and swallowed up the mountains and rivers in front of me. This giant has 3 heads and 6 arms, and the 6 huge weapons in his hands are even more dazzling. Although I don't know what these 6 weapons do, I can tell that they are extremely powerful just by looking at their styles. Did you just say that my Susanoo is rubbish? Please say it again, I didn't catch it. The wind above the golden giant's head immediately said with a smile. Seeing this Susanoo in Kazama, Black Zetsu was already incoherent with fright. What's the matter, Black Zetsu? Stuttering. Don't you know the forbidden technique of the Uchiha family very well? If so, let's evaluate my Susanoo. See this 3-headed 6-armed Susanoo in the wind. The third form, Susanoo, controlled by Black Zetsu, just retreated blindly, and didn't have the courage to follow the trend. Looking at your cowardice, since you don't say it, let me tell you, this is the complete Susanoo. It has 6 artifacts, and it already has the power of ghosts and gods. The first artifact, shark muscle. Voice fell, he completely bodied the huge shark muscle in Susanoo's hand. An instant, he slashed towards the third form, Susanoo. Humph, my Wutiangu armor is indestructible, you can't cut it at all, what? Before Black Zetsu could finish speaking, he saw that his black Tengu armor had been eaten up by Kazama's shark muscles. My shark muscle is not for cutting, but for slashing, and at the same time, it can suck the opponent's chakra. Asshole. Black Zetsu, who was suppressed by Kazama, was instantly furious. Although he knew that he was no match for Kazami, he still controlled Susanoo in the third form and killed him. It's a pity that the Yushu Ice Mirror in Fengjian bounced back all his attacks before he made a contribution. Black Zetsu, Sasuke, and Susanoo in the third form were all bounced back to the surrounding barrier. This is the Jade Void Ice Realm, which can rebound all attacks in the world. The next step is. As the sound of Kazama fell, the seemingly hard barrier around it was instantly slashed into nothingness by Susanoo's sword. Sword of Susanoo. It can cut through some evil spirits in the world. Mass. This little stray hair in the wind is not human at all, it's obviously a monster. After feeling the terrifying strength of Kazama, Black Zetsu immediately controlled Sasuke and fled. I haven't started yet, are you running away? Kazama let out a sneer. The grass pheasant sword, which could be extended indefinitely, had penetrated Sasuke's Susanoo and smashed it to pieces. Black Zetsu, who lost the protection of Susanoo, hurriedly used the escape technique to take Sasuke to escape again. Having seen my true strength, it won't be long before Black Zetsu will let Sasuke merge into the eternal Mangekyo Sharingan. At that time, I will be able to take Sasuke back. Lord Kazama. With the reappearance of Obito, the Nantai Jinchuiki column force has also fallen. Chapter 183 Ninja Martial Arts Tournament. Jinchuriki column force from Nanao is a female ninja in Takian village named Kaide. She will come to the Land of Fire in the near future. Land of Fire, why? Hearing Obito's words, Kazama was puzzled. Because the human Jinchuriki column force is the most important strategic force in a village, generally speaking, it is not easy to leave. Because the Ninja World Martial Arts Conference is about to start, and this Kaide from Takian village happens to be a contestant. The so-called Ninja World Martial Arts Conference was jointly organized by the 5 great powers of wind, thunder, water, fire, and earth. In addition to the ninjas of the 5 major countries, other small ninja villages in the surrounding small countries will also participate. The winner will not only be famous in the entire ninja world, but also be rewarded by the 5 great nations. Therefore, the number of contestants in each martial arts competition is endless. That's right, I will use this martial arts conference to absorb the power of the 7 tails. Thinking of this, Kazama immediately decided to participate in the Budo tournament, and asked his Otogakur village to also participate. Because today's Otogakur village already has the strength of the 5-nation ninja village. Moreover, this martial arts conference is an indiscriminate melee that all ninjas participate in. At that time, I will rely on my own Jinchuriki column powers such as Nozao, Shiro, Kimimaro, and 3 tails, 4 tails, 5 tails, and 6 tails. Kazama believes that his Otogakur village will come out on top and become famous in the entire ninja world. Kazuma-sama, do you want to represent our Otogakur village or Konoha in this martial arts tournament? Konoha. Kazama doesn't intend to let the 5 kingdoms know that he is the leader of Otogakur village. After all, pretending to be a pig and eating a tiger is Funyun's creed. I said Kazama-sama, if you represent Konoha, then we are no match for you. Yeah, isn't our Otogakur village sure to lose? Zaibi Yuzan and others are all frowning. You can rest assured that although I represent Konoha, I will help you secretly, and with your current strength, even the 5 major countries have few rivals. Really? Then we can rest assured. Hearing that Fengjian would help him, he would naturally be very happy if he did not cut and wait for others. The main purpose of Kazama's participation in the martial arts conference this time was actually to absorb the power of the Nanao. As for the illusory reputation of being number 1 in the martial arts conference, Kazami doesn't care at all. But although he doesn't care, he has to fight for his Otogakur village. As for Konoha, Fengjian can only be in Kaoyang and in Han. Konoha village, the land of fire. Lord Tsunade, the martial arts conference is about to start, but because we Konoha have received too many missions recently, all Jonin from the village have gone out to perform missions. If only Chunin and Genin are allowed to participate, I am afraid that it will be difficult for us Konoha. Win. Seeing Shizune's sad face, Tsunade immediately smiled and shook his head. Did you forget that we at Konoha have a Super Genin? Super Genin? You mean Kazama? Not bad. As long as this kid Kazama participates, isn't it easy for us Konoha to win the first place in the martial arts competition? But Shizune immediately smiled awkwardly. What's wrong? Seeing Shizune like this, Tsunade was puzzled. Kazuma hasn't returned to Konoha since the last mission. What? Why can't I find this kid's person every time I have a mission? I guess he doesn't even know about the martial arts conference. Very likely. How could I not know such a big thing? Just as Tsunade and Shizune were talking, Kazama appeared in front of them. You kid, you always like to show your face at critical moments. Seeing Kazama's appearance, Tsunade let out a sigh of relief. Kazama, because Jonin has a mission and can't participate in this martial arts conference, you have to come out on top for our Konoha. I said Tsunade-sama, you look down on me too much, don't you? Seeing Tsunade pinning all his hopes on himself, Kazama was speechless. After all, Kazama intends to help his Otogakur village to win the first place in this martial arts competition. You kid, others don't know your strength, I don't know. You are the hope of our Konoha village, you are our future 6th generation Hokage. If you lose, not only will our Konoha lose face, you the future Hokage will also lose face, don't you think? Seeing Tsunade draw a pie for himself, Kazama immediately nodded helplessly. Well, I'll try my best. Because Kazama really wants to be the 6th generation Hokage. If that's the case, wouldn't it be beautiful to be the dual leader of Otogakur village and Konoha village? I'll just have to try to get Otogakur and Konoha tied for first place. Thinking of this, the wind immediately said secretly. Kazama, with you in this martial arts tournament, we Konoha can be sure of winning the first place. Of course, there is wind, and everything will be worry-free. Sakura, Shikamaru and others were overjoyed when they learned that Kazama also came back to participate in the martial arts tournament. After all, the strength of the wind, they have long been obvious to all. Humph. A bunch of rubbish genins dare to covet the title of number 1 in the martial arts conference. Just then, a group of alien ninjas immediately walked up to them. Chapter 184 A Slap in the Face of the Land of the Lake Ninja. Is Konoha crazy to send you bastards to the martial arts tournament? Bastard. Who are you calling trash? Hearing the rude remarks of these people, Naruto immediately became furious. Nonsense, of course you are talking about genins, why are you dissatisfied? Hit me, you idiot. Ha ha. While these people were talking, they started laughing wildly again. HMPH, it seems that every village has to have some ignorant guys. Just when Fengjian was about to teach these people a lesson, Naruto on the side was the first to burst into flames, directly waving his fists and killing several people. But before Naruto approached, one of them knocked Naruto to the ground. You're really competent to say you're a waste, and you actually asked me to abuse you. Seeing that Naruto was knocked to the ground, these people laughed again. Just rely on you genins, let alone fight against us jonin. If you meet us, you will win. Clap clap clap. Before these people could finish speaking, they saw a black shadow flashing in front of their eyes. Before they could react to what was going on, they were each slapped in the face. They were dizzy and staring at them. Damn, that bastard attacked us. Just when these people looked around, looking for the attacker, Feng Jian immediately rubbed his hands. I said you guys are so thick-skinned that my hands hurt. Ha ha. Hearing Kazama's words, Naruto and other Konoha's genins all burst into laughter. At this time, even a fool would know that it was Kazama who attacked them. Well, you little bastard, you dare to attack us. If we don't cut you into 8 pieces today, we will crawl away in the future. As these people said that, they joined forces to kill Chao Fengjian. They thought Kazama was just an ordinary genin. But they don't know that Kazama is a genin who is more powerful than a cage-level master. Then I think you will really crawl away in the future. Before these people approached, they were knocked to the ground by the wind again. Don't look at Kazami's current attack, which is mediocre, but it does add strange fire damage. This is still only 1/10,000th of the power used by the wind. Otherwise, these people would have been burned into nothingness by the strange fire. Little Zamao, wait for me, dare to bully our lake country ninja, our king of the lake will definitely not spare you. Prince of the Lake. I heard that these ninjas are from the land of the lake, and they also moved out of the Prince of the Lake to threaten themselves. The wind immediately burst out laughing. Because when he protected the princess in the land of fire, he did not miss the prince of the land of lakes. Prince, save us. At this moment, a young man in gorgeous clothes came over immediately. Damn, that bastard who doesn't know how to live or die dares to bully me. After the prince of the land of lakes came, he just pretended to be aggressive in front of everyone, so he didn't see the wind here. Long time no see, Prince of Color. Just when the Prince of the Lake was cursing wildly, he suddenly saw someone walking in front of him. The Prince of the Lake took a closer look, and only then did he see that the man was the one who hanged himself in the palace of the Kingdom of Fire. Immediately, he was so frightened that he took a few steps back, and he fell out of cold sweat, shaking like a sieve. Because of the shadow that the wind created for him at the beginning, he can't forget it until now. His Royal Highness, it's this little brat who bullied us, he. Shut up. Before these people could finish speaking, the King of the Lake turned around and gave them a few slaps. Chapter 185 Actively looking for dead Mizuki. Because if they keep talking, then the next person who suffers will be themselves. Kazejian is my good friend, and also a good friend of our country of lakes. How can you allow you bastards to insult, little brother Kazejian? Don't know them in the same way. You have a lot of adults, and the Prime Minister can punt a boat. I saw the King of the Lake who was still aggressive just now. Now a face-to-face kung fu, to be so servile to this Konoha ninja who beat him. These subordinates are all you look at me, I look at you, very puzzled. What are you still doing? Hurry up and apologize to the little brother Kazama. Hearing their prince's order, these people naturally did not dare to disobey, so they could only kowtow to the wind and beg for mercy. We were wrong, we all look down on others, please forgive us. Okay, Your Royal Highness, I haven't seen you for a few years, but you have grown a lot. Kazama originally wanted to wink at the Prince of the Lake. But now that he is so advanced, it is natural that he does not have the same knowledge as him. Thanks to your original teaching, I can have today's growth. At this time, the king of the lake looked like a eunuch in front of Fengjian, nodding and bowing constantly. That, little brother Kazama, I won't bother you if I have something else to do. The prince of the lake said, and immediately winked at his subordinates. Then these people fled from here. The onlookers burst into laughter. While everyone laughed, they all remembered the appearance of the wind. All secretly said that in the next indiscriminate melee, they had to go around the wind. Because they saw with their own eyes that Kazama, who is genin, knocked the Jonin of the lake countries to the ground. Such strength naturally made them feel fear in their hearts. Next, you will have an indiscriminate melee at the location we designated, because we only need to leave 10 people in the end, so you must fight with all your strength within the specified time, and the 10 winners in the first round will have another arena battle. The winner in the end is the first place in our martial arts club. The first place will not only get the secret skills of the ninja villages of the 5 countries, but also get the 10,000 taels of gold and thousands of acres of fertile land from the great names of the 5 countries. Damn it, the reward is so generous, no wonder so many people participate. At this time, even the wind began to be a little moved. Lord Hokage, it's not good. Just as the Budo tournament began, Anbu Ninja immediately brought bad news. Mizuki, who was detained in Konoha prison, led the 2 brothers Function and Thor to cause a riot in the prison, and now they all sneaked into the venue of the martial arts conference. What? Hearing this news, Tsunade was furious. Immediately send more people to arrest the culprit, Mizuki, and the escaped prisoners. As ordered. After Anbu Ninja left, Tsunade ordered Shizune to let her into the Budo tournament. Shueimyu sneaked into the martial arts conference now, most likely to seek revenge for Fengjian. After all, he was injured by Fengjian, so he was arrested. Therefore, you must inform Fengjian in advance and let him prepare early. Don't worry, Tsunade-sama. At this time, Shizune, who entered the martial arts conference, was the first to discover Mizuki, Function, and Thor. Humph. As expected of Tsunade's lackey, his nose is really sensitive. Seeing Shizune's arrival, Mizuki laughed without fear. How dare you insult our Lord Hokage, courting death. Function, Thor, give her some color. Following Mizuki's order, the gods of wind and thunder, who were full of strange power, knocked Shizune to the ground in an instant. It actually possesses a strange power that is not weaker than Tsunade-sama. Shizune, who was knocked to the ground at this moment, was shocked. The next step is to find Fengjian as soon as possible, otherwise if this little brat knows that I want to seek revenge from him, he will definitely be scared and flee. Really, to be honest, I've never really tasted the taste of running away. At this moment, the wind has come to the front of Mizuki. Chapter 186 Hang the 2 brothers, the god of wind and the god of thunder. At first, Kazami didn't know that Shuimu escaped from prison and sought revenge for himself. He also happened to meet Mizuki at the martial arts conference venue. At this time, when he saw the prison uniform on Shueimyu's body, and heard Shueimyu's clamor just now, he understood everything. Little Misty, you finally showed up. After seeing the appearance of the wind, Mizuki immediately laughed out loud. After waiting for so many years, I can finally take revenge. Shueimyu, I didn't expect you to remember me. If you came out a few years later, I might have really forgotten you. Boy, I advise you not to be too arrogant. Mizuki pointed to the 2 brothers, Function and Thor, beside him. The 2 of them have strange powers comparable to Tsunade, and even Shizune was easily knocked to the ground by the 2 of them, so the next fate of your little bastard is to be cut into pieces by them. After hearing Mizuki's words, Kazama immediately looked at the god of wind and god of thunder on the opposite side. Kazama has long heard of the strength of these 2. The 2 brothers are actually imbeciles, and they are called stupid brothers. However, although their brains are not very bright, they are powerful and bloodthirsty. When he was on the mission, he had killed his comrade. If other ninjas run into each other, it would be really tricky. But what they encountered now was the wind. Let's not talk about Kazami's ability to absorb attacks, let's just talk about the volcanic stone flames that have absolute defensive power on the surface of Kazami's body. It is enough to easily resist the strange attacks of Function and Thor. Therefore, no matter how strong they are, in the end they only have the fate of being defeated. But the three gods of Shwimu Hefeng and Thor did not pay attention to Kazama at all. I said, boss, you asked us to deal with this teenage brat. Isn't that a slap in the face? That's right, what's the difference between squeezing an ant and killing an ant? You'd better find some powerful ninjas for us to deal with. Hearing Function and Thor, Mizuki immediately laughed out loud. Nee, this little bastard in the wind is really not worthy of your hands, but he has called you bastards before, and he also called you imbecile. Are you willing to let him go? What? How dare we be idiots? The most taboo word for Function and Thor brothers is imbecile. Therefore, when I heard Mizuki's bewitchment, I was immediately furious. Little stray hair, die. Today we have to cut you into 8 pieces, and skin you with cramps. Sure enough, it has the same power as Tsunade. Although Function and Thor have not yet hit Kazama. But the wind has already felt the power of their fist style. Haha, die, kid. Seeing that Fengjian didn't dodge, Mizuki couldn't help laughing. Because in his eyes, as long as Kazami is hit by the two brothers, the god of wind and thunder, it is certain to die. I rely on. But just when Mizuki was about to watch a good show. But suddenly I saw the two brothers, Function and Lei Sheng, who attacked Fengjian, were actually shocked and flew out. Ding! Absorbed strange power successfully. Congratulations to the host for obtaining super strange power. How is this possible? After seeing the attack, Kazama was not only intact, but even remained untouched. The Function and Thor, who attacked, were shocked and flew out. Mizuki felt unbelievable for a while. I can't take it any longer when I use a little force, come on, baby. Kill him for me. Hearing Fengjian actually started laughing at himself in English, Shwimu's blood spurted. And the two brothers Function and Thor, who were shaken and flew out, were naturally angry. Immediately, he shouted angrily, and immediately got up and continued to attack the wind. But at this moment, an unexpected scene happened. Chapter 187 let Mizuki go to the prison to pick up soap. It turned out that the two brothers, Function and Thor, were not waiting for the attack at this time. The wind actually came to them first. Then he punched the two brothers, who were thick-skinned. How is this possible? Seeing that the helper I finally found, was actually smashed into meat-chan by the wind. Mizuki was so frightened that he sat down on the ground. He couldn't believe that the seemingly thin Kazama was stronger than the god of Thor Hefeng. And Kazama has never been soft-hearted towards people like Function and Thor who have murdered their companions. How about Mizuki, it's your turn next. Seeing the wind approaching him step by step. Shui Emu's expression of fear before, but immediately sneered at the next moment. Boy, do you really think I'm still the same Shwimu back then? Do you really think I'll come to you for revenge if I don't have the ability? Curse Seal Wa. With a roar of Mizuki. Its originally thin body has actually become very strong. And the pattern of the tiger gradually appeared on the body. At this moment, Shwimu, who has completed the curse seal, has become a human-shaped tiger. Tremble, little stray hairs in the wind, this is the power of the curse mark, this is the divine power that Orochimaru-sama has bestowed on me. Orochimaru. Hearing Mizuki's clamor, Fengjian suddenly felt that Mizuki was ridiculous and pitiful. Because Mizuki didn't know that Kazama had already become the master of Orochimaru. He didn't even know that as long as Fengjian was willing, he could be smashed into flesh at any time. Xiaozha Mao, you dare to sneer when you are about to die, today I have to peel your cramps, I rely on you. Before Mizuki could finish speaking, Kazama used the super strange power he had just acquired to knock Mizuki to the ground with one punch. At this time, Shuimu had already been beaten by Fengyan's punch. He originally thought that after using the power of the curse mark, he could completely hang himself in the wind room. But I never thought that now I am not hanging in the wind room by myself, but by the wind room. Impossible, it's absolutely impossible. How could you little bastard, defeat me in the form of the curse mark? The second form of the curse mark, Mizuki said, and started the evolution of the curse mark again. You give me a break. Fengjan then punched again, directly beating Shuimu into a maim. Kazama knew that Shuimu was going to be taken back for interrogation, so he showed mercy and did not take his life. Otherwise, Shuimu would have been smashed into flesh by the wind, just like the brothers Thor and Function. Returning the curse mark state 2, I think you are enough, Shuimu. You can pick up soap in the prison for the rest of your life, this is your best destination. Kazama said and came to Shizune, who was dying. HMPH, little babe, your strength is indeed beyond my imagination, but I'm not at a loss, because Shizune has to die with me too, haha. Shizune, who had been hit by the god of wind and the god of thunder, has now become bloody. Coupled with the lack of timely medical treatment, Shizune has no breath of life. Kazama ignored Mizuki's ridicule, and immediately injected 3,000 flames into Shizune's body. Start repairing that broken limb for Shizune. Xiaozamao, even if you don't know how to heal, you have to act like you injected flames into Shizune. Are you going to burn her directly? Or are you going to laugh at me to death so that I can inherit my legacy? Shuimu didn't know the divine power of the 3,000 flames in the wind. Therefore, he burst into laughter in the wind again, but he stopped abruptly halfway through his laughter. Chapter 188, Crazy Pretense and Face Slap. Because at this time Shizune's broken body had begun to grow again at a speed visible to the naked eye. Shizune, who was originally scarred, has now become intact. How is this possible? Seeing the divine power of the 3,000 flames in the wind, everyone would exclaim in the same way, and Shuimu was no exception. Little Misty, I can't believe that you can repair Shizune's broken limb in 2 strokes, but even if you repair her, Shizune still has no vital signs. You are doing this in vain. Just as Mizuki kept laughing, Kazama injected the green flame of life into Shizune's body. Because the flames of life can bring the dead back to life. A green flame. HMPH, it seems that you were given green by the old king next door, so you have a green flame, right? Even though Shuimu's strength is not good, it is quite a bit of a fight in the mouth. It's a pity that no matter how powerful his mouth is, he will still be slapped in the face by the wind. Shizune, who is pale and breathless next, has become Yuhiran, and regained his vitality. I rely on. Only at this time did Mizuki truly realize the powerful strength of Kazama. Thank you, Wind Room. The resurrected Shizune hurriedly thanked Kazama. But this is Mizuki, but he scolded the wind again. Although Mizuki knew that he was not Kazama's opponent. Although he also knew that Fengjan could kill himself with a single finger, he just refused to accept Fengjan. And he also knew that as the mastermind of the escape, he was going to be taken back for interrogation. Therefore, no matter how much he insulted Kazama, Kazama did not dare to kill him. Shizune, please avoid it first, I have some private affairs with Mizuki. Oh, good. Shizune left here temporarily after hearing this. When Mizuki heard that Shizune was opened by the wind, he secretly said that it was not good. Because this shows that Kazama is ready to attack him. This suddenly scared Shuimu into a cold sweat. Little bastard, don't be impulsive, don't forget to follow the laws of Konoha, I'm going to be taken back for trial, if you kill me, you will also face punishment. I know, so I won't kill you. Really, that's fine. Hearing that Fengjan would not kill himself, Shuimu let out a sigh of relief. Hand seal in Kazama's hands, he was shocked. Then, with a plop, he knelt down in the wind. Because this mark in the wind is the 1,000-year-old killer who made Shuimu no longer constipated. Brother Fengjian. Oh no, big brother Fengjian, please forgive me, I know I'm wrong, I won't dare next time. Shuimu, who is not afraid of the sky and earth, is now afraid of the millennium killing in the wind. Shuimu, I saw that you didn't eat well in the prison, and I was worried that you would have constipation, so I'm doing this for your own good, killing 3,000 bullets in 1,000 years. Just as Kazama was talking, his 3,000 Mokuden wood-style clones immediately started killing Mizuki for 1,000 years. At this time, Mizuki can be described as refreshing and painful and refreshing, and then even his mouth began to spurt. At this moment, Shizune received another bad news. That is Mizuki, the culprit who escaped the prison, although he was caught. But the rest of the prisoners are still at large in the venue of the martial arts conference. Since these prisoners are looking for Konoha ninjas to take revenge, Naruto, the Konoha strongman, have been beaten with scars by these prisoners. Chapter 189. Prepare to absorb the power of the Seven Tails. How should this be? Shizune immediately told the news to Kazama. Originally, Tsunade-sama also hoped that the ninjas from various countries participating in the martial arts tournament would be able to catch all these prisoners, but now these prisoners are specifically attacking our Chunin and Genin in Konoha, so it seems that ninjas from other countries will definitely not help. After all, our Konoha, if the ninjas are defeated, they will have fewer opponents in the martial arts tournament. Don't worry, isn't it just manpower? I'll help you. Brother Kazama, I know you are powerful, but now there are so many prisoners, how can you be alone? Mokuden, wood-style, multiple avatars. Before Shizune finished speaking, she saw that Kazama had split 50,000 Mokuden, wood-style clones all at once, so frightened that she almost collapsed on the ground. Shizune suddenly felt that the wind was indeed a genius like a monster. Sister Shizune, how many of these escaped prisoners are there? There are about 5,000 people. Good. Hearing Shizune's words, Kazama immediately sent himself tens of thousands of Mokuden, wood-style clones to search for these prisoners and bring them back to the prison. 50,000 to 5,000, this is an overwhelming advantage. With the actions of the 50,000 Mokuden, wood-style clones of Kazama. Prisoners that would have taken days to capture. Now, in just a few breaths, they were all taken back to prison. Shizune immediately fell to the ground in admiration for Kazama's body. Then Kazama made his own Mokuden, wood-style clone and sent the injured Naruto, Sakura and others to the Konoha hospital. Although Fengjian can heal them, there are so many experts in this martial arts conference now. Even if Kazama healed Naruto and the others, they would still lose the game. After all, in the end, 10 people must be selected from among these thousands of contestants. Therefore, if there is no real strength, there is no way to go to the end. With the end of the first indiscriminate brawl, Konoha was left with Kazama alone. After all, among the current Konoha contestants, only Kazama has the strength to go to the end. The 3-tailed Jinchuriki column power, the 4-tailed Jinchuriki column power, the 5-tailed Jinchuriki column power, and the 6-tailed Jinchuriki column power of Otogakur village all one. This suddenly made Kazama's heart overjoyed. Of course, this was also what Kazama had expected before. After all, these 4 people are Jinchuriki column forces, and they are fighting together, so how can ordinary ninjas be able to resist? The remaining 5 are ninjas from other countries. Among them are Jinchuriki column force, Kaide, a Nantai from Takian village. As long as the power of the 7 tails is obtained, the next 8 tails and Kyubi, 9 tails, will be easier. When the 9-tailed beasts are collected and the power of the 10 tails is obtained, I don't know how powerful it will be. It should be even the Sharingan of 9 Tomo's reincarnation can be opened, right? While thinking about it, Kazama went to the second arena with the other 9 winning ninjas. Because the final competition is about to begin, the ring battle. And when Kazama and others came to the second arena, it caused quite a stir. This sensation is not because of Kazama, but because of the village of Otogakur in Kazama. After all, the village of Otogakur was unknown before. But now in the martial arts tournament, 4 players can win at the same time. And what's even more surprising is that these 4 players are still human Jinchuriki column power. This kind of strength is beyond the reach of the ninja villages of the 5 major countries. This immediately shocked the leaders of the ninja villages from all over the world. Tsunade, although your Konoha's Sanada Kazama is powerful, Otogakur village is more powerful than you, but there are 4 Jinchuriki column forces on the list at the same time, and even your genius Kazama will be hard to beat. Tsuchikage immediately sneered at Tsunade because the ninja from his village were not shortlisted. If he knew that Kazama was the leader of Otogakur village, he would probably have shocked Kiba on the spot. Chapter 190 Absorb Naneo Tailed Beast Bomb. Tsunade still doesn't know that Otogakur village is Kazama's village. So hearing Tsuchikage's words made Kazama feel a little worried. On the side, Mizukage Terumi Mei smiled secretly. Because she knew that Kazama was the leader of Otogakur village. As long as Kazama can defeat the Jinchuriki column force of the Naneo from Takian village, he will be the first place in this martial arts competition. Just when Mizukage Terumi Mei thought so. The referee below has announced the list of players for a competition. Konoha's Sanada Kazama vs. Takigakura's Kaide. I actually ran into Jinchuriki column force of the Nantai people in the first game. Terumi Mei was the first to be surprised when she heard this from the referee below. Although she had seen the battle where Kazama conquered the force of the 5-tailed Jinchuriki column. But the strengths of the 5 tails and the 7 tails are very different, Terumi Mei couldn't help pinching a cold sweat on Kazama. Alas, it's no joke, the strength of the Jinchuriki column force is no joke. When Tsuchikage started gloating again. Kase, you must win. Even though he knew that Kazama's strength was good, Tsunade was still worried about Kazama. After all, the Nantai Jinchuriki column force was stronger. But everyone didn't know that at this time, Fungyun's heart was already blooming. Because he has long wanted to fight with the Jinchuriki column force of the Nantai people, so that he can absorb the force of the Naneo. With Kazama and Naneo Jinchuriki column Li Feng came to power. Several ninjas below immediately arranged 4 purple flame formations around the ring. Because at the martial arts conference, those who can hold out to the final arena are all powerful people. If you don't set up a barrier around the arena, everyone watching will be affected by the battle on the arena. Humph, this time the wind is sure to die. At this moment, 2 figures appeared in a hidden place on the periphery of the venue. One is Black Zetsu, and the other is Sasuke, who was tortured by Kazama. Are you really sure that the wind will die in the ring? Hearing Sasuke's question, Black Zetsu sneered again. Of course, I have secretly banned the force of the 7-tailed Jinchuriki column. As long as the 7-tailed Jinchuriki column uses chakra, the 7 tails in her body will go berserk in an instant. No matter how powerful this little girl in the wind is, how can it be the opponent of the tailed beast? Okay, as long as Nanwei kills Kazama, we can take advantage of the chaos to take Naneo away. At that time, it will kill 2 birds with 1 stone and kill 2 birds with 1 stone, haha. Black Zetsu and Sasuke burst into laughter as they spoke. But Black Zetsu didn't know that Kazama had already possessed the ability to compete with tailed beasts. And Kazama was still worried about how to make Naneo go wild, but now Black Zetsu has helped him a lot. Oops, Naneo went wild. At this time, the martial arts conference has fallen into chaos. As expected by Black Zetsu, the battle between Nantai Jinchuriki column force Hefeng has just begun. Person Jinchuriki column Li Feng immediately lost control and released Shigeki Naneo. Hurry up and remove the barrier and join forces to control the Naneo. Tsunade immediately flew towards the ring below after seeing it. Kazekage, Mizukage, Reikage, Tsuchikage are also close behind. Although they have long known that the Nantai Jinchuriki column force will borrow the power of the tailed beast. But now that Naneo's body is released, that's a different matter. Because if Nanao's main body appears, it will prove that Jinchuriki column force has lost control. At that time, everyone present will be in danger. However, although Tsunade and others acted fast, Nanao's speed was not slow either. Tailed Beast Bomb on Kazama. Chapter 191 Becoming an Eight-Tailed Bull Ghost. Don't remove the barrier, or we will all die. Seeing that Nanao had released the Tailed Beast Bomb, Tsuchikage immediately stopped the removal of the enchantment. And cast Doden, Earth style, again to build a wall around the enchantment. Because as Tsuchikage, he knows the terrifying power of Tailed Beast Bomb. If the enchantment is lifted, not to mention the surrounding people watching the battle, even their 5 shadows will be smashed into flesh. At this time, it was accompanied by an earth-shattering sound. The enchantment of the arena and the outer walls were instantly blown into ruins. Seeing that Kazama was no longer present in the ring, Tsunade thought Kazama had been killed by Tailed Beast Bomb, and was immediately distraught. Tsuchikage, you clearly wanted Kazama to die inside on purpose. Tsunade, don't be ignorant. Hearing Tsunade's anger, Tsuchikage was also full of anger. Don't you know how powerful the Tailed Beast Bomb is? If the barrier is really lifted, let's not talk about our 5 shadows closest to it, and everyone watching the battle will be affected by Tailed Beast Bomb, don't you think? For the sake of a Kazama, shall we all be buried with you? Besides, even if the barrier is lifted, Kazama won't be able to get Tailed Beast Bomb. No, I believe Kazama will survive. Looking at the ring that had turned into ruins, Terumi Mei sighed. What? Hearing Terumi Mei's words, Tsuchikage felt ridiculous. I said Mizukage, you're crazy, no one in this world can survive being hit by a Tailed Beast Bomb. If you say that, will I be embarrassed if I'm still alive? Just when Tsuchikage swore that Kazama would die, a voice suddenly came from above the arena. And this voice, your master is naturally Kazama who absorbed the power of the 7 tails. Ding! Successfully absorbed the Tailed Beast Bomb of the 7 tails. Congratulations to the host for obtaining the power of the 8-tailed bull ghost and transforming it into the original 8-tailed bull ghost. Ding! Congratulations to the host for obtaining the 20th type of different fire, the Golden Emperor Burning Heavenly Flame. This fire can be transformed into a flame giant, and wherever it goes, it becomes nothingness, and even space can be burned to pieces. Seeing that Kazama is still alive with Tailed Beast Bomb in his body, Hokage, Tsuchikage, Mizukage, Reikage, Kazekage were all taken aback. Even though Mizukage Terumi Mei has long known that Kazama has the ability to counteract the Tailed Beast, she is still extremely shocked now. Tsuchikage, who had always thought that Kazama was sure to die, was already shocked and speechless at this time. Because of the fact that Kazama is still alive, the fact that the store has been withdrawn has subverted his worldview. As for Hokage, Reikage, and Kazekage at the moment, they were all dumbfounded, just like everyone who participated in the martial arts conference. But speaking of more surprising, it is the Black Zetsu who started it. He really didn't expect the wind to not even be afraid of Tailed Beast Bomb. Black Zetsu originally hoped that the rampant Nanao would be able to kill Kazama, so that he could vent his anger in his heart. But now it seems that the bad anger in his heart may not come out in a short time. What the hell is going on here? Could it be that the Tailed Beast Bomb just now was absorbed by the Kazama? Sasuke knew that Kazama had the ability to absorb the opponent's attack, so he immediately asked Black Zetsu. Humph, you look at the wind too much, he can absorb Tailed Beast Bomb, impossible, absolutely impossible. Black Zetsu immediately shook his head into a rattle. Even though he knew that what Sasuke said was probably true, he still didn't want to believe it. This little brat of Kazama knows space ninjutsu. He must have used this technique to avoid Tailed Beast Bomb's attack, but he can dodge once, but he can't dodge the second time. Just as Black Zetsu was talking, Kazama in the ring had successfully absorbed Nanao's second wave of Tailed Beast Bomb. Then he turned into a yacht-tailed bull demon, and threw Nanao Shigeki's huge body towards Black Zetsu. Chapter 192 Obtain the Golden Emperor. Burning sky flames subdue Nanao. Come on. Black Zetsu immediately ran away with Sasuke, who was stunned. But even so, the two of them were shocked and flew out. Black Zetsu, isn't my meeting present a good one? Seeing Black Zetsu and Sasuke in a state of embarrassment, Kazama immediately burst out laughing. It turns out that from the moment Black Zetsu and Sasuke appeared, Kazama had already sensed their existence. After all, Kazama has super perception. Black Zetsu in order to absorb the power of the seven tails. But then I thought that since Black Zetsu appeared here, it is probably related to Black Zetsu. That's why Kazama took this opportunity and abused Black Zetsu again. At this time, looking at Kazama, who had turned into an eight-tailed bull ghost, Black Zetsu suddenly broke out in a cold sweat. Although he knew that he was the product of Otsutsuki Kagaya's will, he couldn't die easily. But the taste of being abused by the wind is not good either. So Black Zetsu performed spiritual fusion again and controlled Sasuke. Let me tell you Kazama, if you do something to me now, you do it to Sasuke. No matter how you say it, Sasuke is still your Konoha ninja. Do you have the heart to kill him? Hearing Black Zetsu's threat, Kazama didn't care. Because as long as Kazami is willing, he can rescue Sasuke in 100 ways. Just that Kazama now sees that Sasuke has not yet merged into the eternal Mangekyo Sharingan. Then he can only let Sasuke stay with Black Zetsu. Because only with the power of Black Zetsu, can Sasuke have the eternal Mangekyo Sharingan. But Black Zetsu didn't know that Kazuki could take back Sasuke at any time. He thought that as long as he controlled Sasuke, Kazama couldn't help himself. So immediately rushed into the wind and laughed. How is it, little bastard, can't you help me? Are you not convinced? Come beat me and beat the idiot, haha. At this moment, Fengjian immediately cast his newly acquired Golden Emperor Fantianyan. Kazama thought that since this Golden Emperor Fantianyan can burn even space, it must be able to play a role in Black Zetsu as well. At this time, Black Zetsu, who was complacent, suddenly felt a piercing pain from his left arm. Then he turned his head and saw that his left arm was surrounded by a golden flame. Although the number is very small, the power is terrifying. Black Zetsu had never seen a fire that could hurt him, so he turned around and ran away in fright. When Kazama saw that his Golden Emperor, Fantianyan, had indeed played a role in Black Zetsu, he was naturally overjoyed. Okay, as long as Sasuke integrates the eternal Mangekyo Sharingan, then I will kill Black Zetsu while controlling Sasuke. Kazama said. He put away the power of the eight-tailed bull and ghost, and restored his original appearance. Then use Mangekyo Sharingan to control the comatose Nanao Shigeki, making it back into the body of the human Jinchuriki column Lifeng. At this time, with the return of Nanao, Feng also woke up immediately. When she learned that it was Kazama who controlled the runaway Nanao in her body, and saved her life. Naturally, I was grateful, and thanked the wind constantly. No need to thank you, would you like to join our Otogakur village? Otogakur village, are you not a ninja from Konoha? Hearing Kazama's remarks, Jinchuriki column, the Nantai people, was greatly puzzled. To be honest, although I am a ninja from Konoha, I also founded Otogakur village. As you can see, our Otogakur village already has 3, 4, 5, and 6 tails Jinchuriki column power, so I hope you will join our Otogakur family as well. Quote. Although Kazama has absorbed the power of Nanao, he also needs the power of Jinchuriki column from Nanao. This way, your own Otogakur village will become stronger. You're actually the leader of Otogakur village, that's great, I'm willing to join. Although Feng is a ninja in Takian village, the leader of Takian village only uses her as a weapon, and she is not happy living in Takian village. And after losing this time, she knew that Takian village would punish her more. So when she heard Kazama's invitation, she was very willing to join. At this time Kazama and Nantai Jinchuriki column Rigang returned to the martial arts conference. However, he found out that Tsuchikage actually attacked the Jinchuiki column force of 4 people in his Otogakur village. Chapter 193 Let You Pretend. This can suddenly make Fengjian furious. You must know that Fengjian is the most loyal. Now that Tsuchikage is so good at attacking his companion in Otogakur village, how can Kazama spare him? Kaden, Fire Style, Majestic Destroyer Flame, Great Fire Annihilation. With the appearance of the mighty Kaden, Fire Style, of Kazami, it not only blocked the attacks of Tsuchikage and his minions. It also made the 4 people in his Otogakur village, Jinchuriki column, successfully get out of trouble. Bastard! You little genin, how dare you fight with my dignified Tsuchikage? Humph! You, a dignified Tsuchikage, actually attacked the ninjas of Otogakur village. I think you are a bastard. I'm mad at me too. Tsuchikage never expected that Kazama dared to contradict him, and immediately became angry. Therefore, he immediately moved towards the wind to kill. But who knew that Kazama punched in the past, and Tsuchikage was beaten back and forth again and again. This suddenly surprised everyone around him. This kid Kazama actually has the same power as Tsunade. Tsuchikage, who was sent flying by the wind, was also taken aback. Although he has long heard that Kazama is powerful, he is a genius that Konoha has never met in a century. But he never thought that Kazama would be his opponent. The Wind Room. Tsunade sees the battle between Kazama and Tsuchikage on the verge of breaking out, and worries that he is causing a conflict between his Konoha and Iwagakure villages. So he immediately came to the 2 of them and stopped their next fight. Tsunade, is this the genius of your Konoha? How dare you meddle in the affairs of our Iwagakure village without knowing the rules? What about the village of Iwagakure? Hearing Tsuchikage's words, Kazama remembered that his 4-tailed man, Jinchuriki column, was a ninja from Iwagakure village before. But later, because of Tsuchikage's incompatibility, Laozi left the village. Listening to Tsuchikage's words now, 9 times out of 10, it is because the 4-tailed Jinchuriki column Li Laozi joined the Otogakur village, which made him dissatisfied. Sure enough, just as Kazama thought so, Tsunade whispered to him immediately. Kazama, I heard from Tsuchikage that this 4-tailed Jinchuriki column force from Otogakur village was originally a ninja from their Iwagakure village, but now Tsuchikage wants to take away the 4-tailed Jinchuriki column force, while the others are Jinchuriki column force. Disagree, that's why there was a conflict with Tsuchikage, and it is true that they are the affairs of Iwagakure village, you better not interfere. Sir Tsunade's words, please forgive me. Kazama immediately shook his head and refused. After all, he was the real leader of Otogakur village. How could he allow Tsuchikage to take away the 4-tailed Jinchuriki column force that he finally received under his command? I heard what our Hokage-sama said just now, and I also understand the reason for your conflict with the Otogakur village Jinchuriki column force, but the 4-tailed Jinchuriki column force left your Iwagakure village before joining the Otogakur village, so he not even missing Nin, you have no right to take the 4-tailed Jinchuriki column power away. Stop talking nonsense. You little Konoha genin, is it your turn to talk here? Before Kazama could finish speaking, Lois, the son of Tsuchikage, stood up. Boy, I have long heard that you are a genius of Konoha. You have saved Konoha twice with your own strength. Since this is the case, then I will come to see what you are capable of today. Everyone could react. Lois immediately rushed into the wind and launched an attack. Doden, Earth Style, Fist Rock. I saw that Lois' right hand instantly turned into a hard rock fist, smashing directly towards Kazami. This trick is Lois' secret to fame. Yeah, he has defeated countless enemies with this rock fist, and Kazami will definitely not be able to stop this move. Deserving it, who let him, a little Konoha genin, meddle in our Iwagakure village affairs? Everyone in Iwagakure village whispered and cursed at Kazama, while preparing to sit and watch how Kazama was beaten, their noses bruised and their faces swollen. Chapter 194 One punch hits Tsuchikage father and son. Humph. Boy, it's up to you now. Tsuchikage was inconvenient to attack Kazama because of his face. So now seeing his son Lois do it, he naturally sneered in his heart. And he is very clear about the power of this Doden, Earth-style, fist rock, whoever is hit is either killed or injured. But he forgot that Kazama could resist Nanao-tailed beast bomb. Compared with the power of the tailed beast, what is a mere rock fist? Then there was only a click, and Lois' right fist that hit the wind was instantly fractured. The pained Lois collapsed to the ground. And the wind has moved a step from beginning to end. With just his body, he resisted Lois' full blow. Surprised everyone present, including Tsuchikage. One of the more shocking is Lois, because he has defeated countless enemies with this move before. He originally thought that no matter how powerful Kazami was, he would still be injured by his own rock fist. But now Fengjian was not injured, but he himself was shaken into a broken bone. Ding! Successfully absorbed the Doden, Earth-style, Fist of the Rock. Congratulations to the host for obtaining the Doden, Earth-style, Super Heavy Fist of the Rock. Come and don't be indecent, I've heard of your name Lois for a long time. It is rumored that your Doden, Earth-style, can tear the earth and shake the mountain. Then I will also cast a Doden, Earth-style, please give me more advice. Just when everyone was shocked by Kazami's terrifying defense. Kazama's right fist has also turned into a rock. And it looks bigger than Lois' rock fist just now. Doden, Earth-style, overweight rock fist. What? Hearing Kazama's words, both Tsuchikage and Lois were taken aback. Because this super heavy rock technique is the secret technique of their Iwagakure village. And at the same time Tsuchikage and Lois were shocked. I saw that the place where the wind stood was immediately pressed out of a deep pit. How is this possible? After seeing Kazama now displaying the super heavy rock, his own weight has actually increased to such a degree. Even Tsuchikage was secretly amazed. Go ahead. Kazama's huge fist smashed towards Lois in an instant. Tsuchikage knew that if the wind really hit him, his son Lois would die. So hurriedly flew to block in front of Lois. Doden, Earth-style, ultralight rock art. Even Tsuchikage lightened Kazama's fist. However, the impact of Kazami's own strange power still sent Tsuchikage and Lois flying dozens of meters away. This is still Kazama's mercy, not killing Lois and Tsuchikage. Otherwise Tsuchikage couldn't stop the blow at all. Good boy, you really amaze me. At this time, Tsuchikage was knocked out again by Kazama. However, with his strength, he will not be injured. But now, although his body is not injured, his face has been completely torn down by the wind. Everyone present felt Tsuchikage's anger. Even Tsunade didn't know how to end it now. Boy, you're a Konoha ninja, you have to stand up for Audiobookseries village. Could it be that you secretly communicated with Audiobookseries village? Hearing Tsuchikage's words, Kazama immediately sneered. He knew that Tsuchikage's words were to let everyone investigate his relationship with Audiobookseries village. If Kazama admits at this time that he is the real leader of Audiobookseries village, Tsuchikage would definitely say that he broke the rules of the Budo tournament and cancel both his and Audiobookseries' places. By that time, the first place in the martial arts conference that he had already won would be gone. Kazama naturally wouldn't fall for Tsuchikage's trick. I and the four-tailed Jinchuriki column are good friends, can't friends help each other? Okay, since you want to stand out for your friends, then I will fulfill you. As long as you want you to pick up Jinten particle style from me, and live under my Jinten particle style, I will give up on four-tailed people. Jinchuriki column force capture, how about it? Quote. What? I said Tsuchikage, are you crazy? Tsuchikage, you are clearly bullying the small. Kazuma, don't agree to Tsuchikage's request. At this time, Hokage Tsunade, Kazekage Gaara, Mizukage Terumi Mei, Reikage I, these four cage level masters all scolded Tsuchikage. Chapter 195 Hard Jinten Particle Style. Because all four of them have been helped by Kazama. Besides, they all know the horror of Jinten particle style. You must know that Jinten particle style surpasses Kekkei Genkei, and it is a technique of blood succession elimination. However, it can separate the opponent into an atomic state and destroy it in ashes. In some ways, Jinten particle style is better than Tailed Beast Bomb. Even if they searched the entire ninja world, no one dared to take Jinten particle style out of hand. And Tsuchikage's current purpose is to make Kazama retreat. At that time, he will not only be able to regain face, but also take advantage of the four-tailed Jinchuriki column power. No problem, I accept your challenge. What? Hearing Kazama's words, Tsunade, Gaara, Terumi Mei, and I were all taken aback. Kazama, haven't you heard the power of Jinten particle style? No one in this world of ninja can stop Jinten particle style. Yes, you must not take the initiative to digest for a moment of anger. Everyone, please stop persuading me. Kazama immediately smiled and waved at Tsunade and the others. If I'm really killed by Jinten particle style, it's because I'm incompetent, and no one can complain. Good. Well said. Seeing that Kazama agreed to bet against his Jinten particle style, Tsuchikage immediately burst out laughing. He knew that Kazama was not weak, but even so he didn't believe Kazama could survive under his Jinten particle style. At this moment, Kazama said to Tsuchikage again, "Since I accepted your bet, then I hope we can increase our chips." Okay, how to add it? Seeing that Kazama was dying, and still thinking of adding chips to himself, Tsuchikage laughed again. It's very simple, if I die under your Jinten particle style, not only will the four-tailed Jinchuriki column force follow you, but the 3, 5, and 6 tails of Otogakur village will surrender to you. Will they listen to you? We are willing to obey the winds. 3 tails, 4 tails, 5 tails, and 6 tails Jinchuriki column force immediately said in unison. Good. Tsuchikage was overjoyed when he heard the words of these people, Jinchuriki column. As if these few people Jinchuriki column force has become his bag. But if I survive your Jinten particle style, then you will give all of your Iwagakure village's financial funds, strategic facilities, as well as all ninja tools and ninjutsu to Otogakur village for free. I said you're crazy kid. When Lois heard it, he immediately refused, but was stopped by Tsuchikage. No problem, I promise you. What, father, you? Seeing that his father really used the lifeline of Iwagakure village to bet against the wind, Lois was puzzled. Idiot, whoever hits my Jinten particle style will surely die. You don't care what he asks, he can't win anyway. Yeah, it's still father, you are smart. How could I forget about this? Their father and son thought they had decided to eat Fengjian, but they didn't know that they had already been decided by Fengjian. Okay, then I'm going to cast Jinten particle style next. No problem, come on. Seeing that Tsuchikage was about to cast Jinten particle style, the onlookers immediately retreated several hundred meters away. They all know the horror of Jinten particle style, and they will be labeled as nothingness if they touch it a little. Jinten particle style, split detachment of the primitive world technique. As the mysterious cube in Tsuchikage's hand appeared, the surrounding dust was all floating and empty. Immediately afterwards, the cube turned into a light Jinchuriki column, and rushed towards the wind in an instant. Chapter 196 Get Jinten particle style to beat Tsuchikage. This kid in the wind is dead. Of course, Jinten particle style is a blood-based elimination technique that no one can stop. Konoha probably needs to cry next time, he lost a genius in vain, haha. Just when everyone was gloating, Jinten particle style had hit Kazama and completely surrounded him. Tsunade, don't hate me, it's Kazama who wants to bet against me, and I can't help it. Seeing that his Jinten particle style had hit Kazama, Tsuchikage immediately burst out laughing. I advise you all to stay farther away. Jinten particle style has a wide range of explosions, so as not to implicate you again. Just when Tsuchikage was so proud of his Jinten particle style power that he thought Kazama would surely die. Suddenly I saw that my Jinten particle style did not explode as expected, but became smaller and smaller. What's going on here? Tsuchikage knows this trump card of his own very well. He had never seen such a strange thing before. I was just short of chakra, so I absorbed your Jinten particle style. What? Hearing this sound from his Jinten particle style, Tsuchikage, who was floating in the air, fell to the ground with a plop. Although he has not seen the owner of this voice. But at this moment, even a fool knows that it must be Kazama who said this. Impossible, it's impossible, how could you block my Jinten particle style? Just when Tsuchikage left the sentence impossible and the right sentence impossible. Jinten particle style that hit the wind room has become smaller and smaller. After a few breaths, it was all absorbed into the body by the wind. Ding! Successfully absorbed Jinten particle style, split detachment of the primitive world technique. Congratulations to the host for obtaining the Jinten particle style, mirror split detachment of the primitive world technique. This technique can create a Jinten on the opposite side of the attack direction. Particle style to block the enemy's retreat. Hey, this technique is not bad, then I just took this opportunity to test it. Just when Tsuchikage and Tsunade et al. Were shocked that Kazama survived in Jinten particle style. Suddenly, he saw that the wind was also floating in the air. And there was a cube that was exactly the same as Tsuchikage just now. You. Seeing Kazama's posture, Tsuchikage, who had just stood up, slumped to the ground again in shock. Because as a Jinten particle style user, he is all too familiar with Kazama's current move. This is clearly his own Jinten particle style. Impossible. Jinten particle style is our Iwagakure village secret art. How can you use Jinten particle style? Tsuchikage, you might as well run for your life instead of being surprised. Jinten particle style mirrors split detachment of the primitive world technique. As soon as Kazama's voice fell, a light Jinchuriki column appeared right in front of Tsuchikage. Tsuchikage was so frightened that he immediately retreated, but at this time he found that a light Jinchuriki column appeared behind him. The face of Jinten particle style attacking at the same time, Tsuchikage is already unavoidable. Father! As soon as Lois saw it, he rushed to the rescue, but he knew it was too late. Kase, hurry up and stop. Tsunade hurriedly shouted into the wind, because if Tsuchikage was really killed, then Iwagakure village and Konoha will definitely fight again. But when Tsunade said this, he suddenly felt that what he said was nonsense. Because once a powerful ninjutsu like Jinten particle style is used, it can't be stopped. Alas, it seems that the battle with Iwagakure village is inevitable. Just when Tsunade and everyone thought Tsuchikage would die, the two Jinten's particle style that were about to hit Tsuchikage stopped. Chapter 197 Tsuchikage come to beg me. Don't worry everyone, I was just joking with Tsuchikage-sama. Kazama said with a big wave of his hand, and took back the two Jinten particle style lines that were only a few millimeters away from Tsuchikage's body. With the disappearance of these two Jinten particle style, the clothes before and after Tsuchikage's body instantly turned into powder. Shows how powerful the two Jinten's particle style in the wind are. Before they enter their bodies, the coercion comes first. At this time, Tsuchikage was so frightened that his legs became weak, and he couldn't stand up no matter how his subordinates helped him. Just now, he really felt the coming of death. And what Tsuchikage is more afraid of is not death, but the wind room where Jinten particle style is mastered and can be sent and received. Because Tsuchikage has experienced many battles, he has long regarded life and death as commonplace. But Funyun's performance at the moment has subverted all his cognitions in his life. You must know that as the only successor of Jinten particle style, Tsuchikage himself cannot take back the Jinten particle style that he sent. But Kazama did it, and Kazama not only did it, but even controlled Jinten particle style exactly. This alone, Tsuchikage has already succumbed to the 5 bodies that Kazama admires, and is willing to bow down. At this time, the people present and the other 4 shadows had the same thoughts as Tsuchikage. You must know that before Kazama accepted Tsuchikage's challenge, they all thought they would die, but Kazama survived. And not only did he survive, but Kazama also instantly mastered Jinten particle style, which was more powerful than Tsuchikage, and forced Tsuchikage into the Jedi. But just when they thought Tsuchikage would definitely die this time, Tsuchikage survived. Of course, this is not because Tsuchikage has the ability, but because the wind is too defying. Jinten particle style that was sent out was actually taken back. In the face of Fungyun's successive performances against the sky, everyone in the 5 shadows were all convinced by him. I lost. Tsuchikage, who had always been stubborn, immediately lowered his head helplessly. Since you admit defeat, Tsuchikage-sama, should you honor our promise next? Agreement. Because Tsuchikage was so shocked that he completely forgot his previous bet between Hefeng. Father, didn't you promise Kazama that if you lost, you would give the funds, ninjutsu, ninja tools and strategic weapons of our Iwagakure village to Otogakure village unconditionally? Hearing Lois's words, Tsuchikage remembered his previous bet with the wind, and immediately made him fall into a cold sweat. Tsuchikage thought he would win before, so he didn't take this gamble seriously. Now that he lost, Tsuchikage realized how terrible the bet was. If he really gave everything in his Iwagakure village to Otogakure village, then my village may be in danger. Little brother Kazama, see if you can be accommodating, I'm really. Tsuchikage immediately begged for mercy with a smile on his face. Little brother Wind. At this time, Lois also hurriedly nodded and bowed at the wind. It's not easy for our Iwagakure village to get to where we are today. If we give everything to Otogakure village, then our village will cease to exist. Could you please raise your hand? What do you say? Seeing the grinning face in the wind, the Tsuchikage father and son also knew that Kazama would probably not agree. So he began to plead with Tsunade. After all, Tsunade was Kazama's immediate boss. Chapter 198 Receive the 5-Nation Alliance Reward. Master Tsunade, we have always had a good relationship with the ninja villages of the 5 kingdoms. Can you persuade the little brother Kazama? Seeing the pitiful eyes of Tsuchikage's father and son, Tsunade's heart suddenly softened. Kazama, see if you can find a compromise. After all, Iwagakure village has a good relationship with our Konoha. At this time, Gaara, Terumi Mei, and I also rushed to reconcile. As the 5 shadows of the 5 countries, they still hope that their ninja villages can support and cooperate with each other. If Kazama really brings down Iwagakure village, everyone in Iwagakure village will be forced to jump over the wall, which will lead to endless wars. Hearing everyone's persuasion, Kazama immediately smiled and nodded. Because he didn't mean to bring down the village of Iwagakure, he just took the opportunity to teach Tsuchikage a lesson and let him have a longer memory. Since everyone persuaded me like this, then I'll give it a step. You Iwagakure village don't have to give all the funds, strategic weapons, etc. to Otogakure village all at once. You can change to the mode of annual donation, in your Iwagakure village. Supply Otogakure village with various ninja tools, funds, etc., within the range of the village. Yes, no problem. Seeing Kazama give in, Tsuchikage immediately agreed. Although doing so would still suffer from a loss to his own village, it would be better than hollowing out his own village all at once. And Kazama's strength is so strong, Tsuchikage has to agree even if he doesn't agree. Everyone, since our 5 shadows have all come together this time, why don't we form an alliance here? What? Hearing Tsuchikage's proposal, Tsunade and the others were shocked. Because the 4 of them had long wanted to form an alliance with Iwagakure village. Unfortunately, Tsuchikage was too stubborn and unwilling to unite with ninjas from other countries, so this matter has never been facilitated. And the reason why Tsuchikage's current attitude has changed 180 degrees is because he values Kazama's strength. And Kazama is Konoha's ninja, so an alliance with Konoha is equivalent to an alliance with K's. With Kazama as a powerful ally, then his Iwagakure village can rest easy in the future. Tsunade and the others are not fools either, they thought a little bit now. Understood that Tsuchikage was on the surface to form an alliance with his four shadows, but in fact it was to please the wind and to follow the wind. Thinking of this, Tsunade and others had to admire Kazama's strength. None of the four of them had formed an alliance, but here in the wind, Tsuchikage was rushing to find his own alliance. The future of Kazama is limitless. At this moment, Tsunade and the others all said in unison. With this thing coming to an end, the final winner of the martial arts conference is undoubtedly Kazama. Because the strength that Kazama has shown now is enough to hang everyone present. Tailed Beast Bomb absorbed Jinten particle style and slapped Tsuchikage. If there is still someone who is dissatisfied with this kind of record, then this person is a fool and has no eyes. Although Otogakure village did not win the first place, it was also famous in the 5 kingdoms in this martial arts conference. Let the entire ninja world know the name of Otogakure village and the strength of Otogakure village. Afterwards, he became the first place in the martial arts conference, and he logically received various rewards from the 5 major countries. What kind of gold-silver jewelry, fertile fields can be said to have everything. There was even a daimyo who proposed to reward hundreds of beauties in Kazama. But this big name just proposed. Sakura, Hokage Tsunade, Mizukage Terumi Mei, Yugito of Kumogakure village, and the princess of the land of fire all cast angry glances at the daimyo. The big name was so frightened that he hurriedly cancelled the proposal, although he did not know why these people were so angry with him. And when Fengjian saw the eyes of these people, he was speechless. I can understand Sakura, Terumi Mei, Yugito to some extent, how about Tsunade? I rely on it, it looks too handsome, too strong, it's not a good thing. Just when the wind was crying and laughing, a ninja from Kumogakure village immediately ran to Raikage's side in a panic. No, Lord Raikage, Lord Killer Bee has been attacked. What? Everyone present, including Feng Jian, was shocked. Chapter 199 Prepare to absorb the power of the 8 tails. In the end, that bastard is so bold, he dares to take action on my righteous brother. Raikage was instantly furious. The identity of the attackers is unknown, only that they were wearing black cloaks with Yuhi blood clouds embroidered on them. Akatsuki. Hearing the guard's words, Kazama immediately said secretly. It shouldn't be Deidara, otherwise they will definitely inform me in advance, so it seems that only Black Zetsu and Sasuke are left, since Black Zetsu dared to bring Sasuke to attack Killer Bee Jinchuriki column force, he must have helped Sasuke obtain the Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan. Quote. Thinking of this Kazama, he immediately decided to go to the spot where Killer Bee was attacked to subdue Sasuke, and take advantage of the situation to absorb the power of the 8 tails. Otherwise, if it's too late, either Black Zetsu and Sasuke succeed in taking away Killer Bee, or Sasuke is killed by Killer Bee. Either of these two situations is not what Kazama wants to see. Starting the Sky Delivery formation, I will immediately rush to Yunlei Gorge to support Killer Bee. Lord Raikage, think twice, this day's sending array is used to transport items. If it is used to transport living people, it will be torn apart. Don't talk nonsense, with my Raiden Thunder-style armor, can't stand this mere sky. Get ready. Raikage knew that Yunlei Gorge was far away from here, and it had been more than a day since the news had been sent. Therefore, I must go to support immediately, and I will not delay for a moment. Since the sky is so dangerous, then use my method. Kazama said and walked to Raikage's side. Brother Fengjian, I know that you are very powerful, but Yunlei Gorge is far away from us, and there is no other way for us to reach it in an instant except for the sky. Just as Raikage was talking, Kazama had put his hand on him. Then the two disappeared with a swoosh, and the speed was astonishing. Tsunade and the others present didn't respond to what was going on. Yunlei Gorge. As Kazama expected, Sasuke, who fused with the eternal Mangekyo Sharingan, can already cast the full-body Susanoo. Although not as strong as Kazama's Susanoo, it is enough to deal with Killer Bee Jinchuriki Column Force Killer Bee. Coupled with the assistance of Black Zetsu, Killer Bee was already on the verge of being beaten. Seeing that Yao was about to capture successfully, Black Zetsu immediately burst into laughter. Yunlei Gorge is far away from the martial arts conference venue. It will take several days to go back and forth. When Reikage and the others come back, we will have already taken Yahweh away. HMPH, when the task of recovering the 8 tails is completed, I will seek revenge from Kazama again. With my current eternal Mangekyo Sharingan and full-body Susanoo, I will definitely be able to smash Kazama's corpse into thousands of pieces and smash his bones into ashes. Sasuke said that, he strengthened his attack on Killer Bee Jinchuriki Column Force again. Don't worry Sasuke, this little brat in the wind will surely die in you. Before Black Zetsu could finish speaking, he was kicked to the ground. I said you two were shameless. Always speak ill of me behind my back. The Wind Room. Seeing the sudden appearance of Kazama, both Black Zetsu and Sasuke were taken aback. Black Zetsu couldn't figure out why Kazama could always find his trail. But the current situation simply does not allow him to think too much. Because Reikage, who was brought here by Kazama's technique of Hiraishin, has already used the Thunder Plow Hot Knife to break Black Zetsu into 2 pieces. Pity that Reikage underestimated the strength of Black Zetsu. Chapter 200 Take Sasuke obtain the pure lotus fire. You must know that Black Zetsu is not a human body, but a product of Otsutsuki Kagaya,'s will. Therefore, ordinary ninjutsu cannot kill him at all. So at this time Black Zetsu not only did not die, but also took the opportunity to control Reikage by performing spiritual fusion. Damn! Reikage was shocked when he saw it, and immediately wanted to get rid of Black Zetsu's control. Pity that Black Zetsu's spiritual fusion is too powerful. Even the mighty Reikage could only stalemate with Black Zetsu, and could not get out of trouble smoothly. Sasuke, hurry up and use your Sharingan to control the Killer Bee Jinchuriki Column Force and make it go completely berserk and attack Kazama. You two really like to underestimate me. I saw that Black Zetsu and Sasuke were abused countless times by themselves. But the two of them still didn't have a long memory, and the wind suddenly felt a little dumbfounded. Stop giving me nonsense. Seeing that Kazama didn't take himself seriously, Black Zetsu was immediately furious. Xiaozamao, now your helper, Reikage, the 4th generation, has been controlled by me, and Sasuke has opened the eternal Mangekyo Sharingan, has a complete body Susanoo, and controlled the 8-tailed bull ghost. Next, I will take a good look at how you were abused by us. Damn, haha. Damn, what are you doing? Just when Black Zetsu kept screaming at the wind. Suddenly, Sasuke's full body, Susanoo, was caught in his hand. Sasuke, you're crazy. Our enemy is Kazama, why are you arresting me? I have surrendered to Kazama, so now you are my enemy. What? You. Black Zetsu never dreamed that Sasuke, whom he had worked so hard to cultivate, would turn his back. It turned out that when Black Zetsu kept yelling at the wind just now, demonic illusion Kotoamatsukami on Sasuke and controlled it. Black Zetsu, I really want to thank you for helping me make Sasuke so strong. Hearing Kazama's mockery, Black Zetsu bit Kiba and gnashed his teeth. Don't be too happy in the wind, now the Killer Bee Jinchuriki Column Force is about to run wild. When the 8-tailed bull ghost is released, you can't survive. The power of the 8-tailed is much more powerful than the 7-tailed that you surrendered before. To be honest, I really hope that the 8-tailed bull ghost will show up soon. Kazama said, and rushed towards the 8-tailed bull ghost that had revealed its body. At this time, the 8-tailed bull ghost, who was completely run away, dared to kill Kazami when he saw Kazama. Tailed Beast Bomb was immediately cast into the wind. My luck is really good. I just absorbed the power of the 7 tails, and I was able to absorb the power of the 8 tails so quickly. Kazama said and greeted Tailed Beast Bomb. Ha ha, 8-tailed bull ghost, kill this little scumbag in the wind. Black Zetsu below sees Kazama being hit by the Tailed Beast Bomb and immediately burst out laughing. Small hairs in the wind, don't think that you have successfully absorbed the Tailed Beast Bomb of the 7 tails before. You can now absorb the Tailed Beast Bomb of the 8 tails by repeating the same trick. You must know that the power contained in the Tailed Beast Bomb of the 8 tails is the number of the 7 tails. 100 times as much. You dare to take the initiative to absorb it, and kill you bastard. Just when Black Zetsu kept yelling at Kazama, thinking that Kazama would be blown up by the Tailed Beast Bomb of Yahweh. But he never thought that the wind had successfully absorbed it. Ding! Successfully absorbed the Tailed Beast Bomb with 8 tails. Congratulations to the host for obtaining the power of the QB, 9 tails, Demon Fox and transforming into a QB, 9 tails, Demon Fox body. Ding! Congratulations to the host for obtaining the 21st Strange Fire, the Net Lotus Demon Fire. At the moment when Fengjian obtained the Pure Lotus Demon Fire, the sun and the moon appeared in the sky, the 9 stars were one, and the mountains and the ground were torn apart.